Season 3 of The Mandalorian isn't that far away. We're still unsure about a large part of the story right now, but we are aware that Din Djarin will be returning to Mandalore. There's a lot going on in this trailer, and there's a lot to take away from it, including a secret scene that you might have missed wherever you watched the actual trailer. We're going to show it to you, we're going to talk about it, and I think it might be related to Thrawn, probably not, but a man can dream. We know Grand Admiral Thrawn is turning up at some point in the Mandalorian verse, if we can call it that. So yeah, let's get into it. Roll the intro. Our people are scattered like stars in the galaxy. It's a bit of a cheesy line for the Mandalorian to start out the trailer, but here we are, and it sums up the Mandalorian's post-original trilogy extremely well. Scattered. After the Imperials practically glassed the entire planet of Mandalore for their transgressions during the events of Rebels and under the command of Bo Katann, they are scattered. And like we've seen in previous trailers for the upcoming third season, there are way more Mandalorians than we expected. Having our first season with only the Children of the Watch, and then later with only Bo Katann and a couple of others, how many more could there be? Turns out a lot more. And what a great way to continually up the stakes and expand the universe, and hopefully we get a larger universe this season than last. What is really cool is that most of these Mandalorians have mismatched armor, and some of the armor even comes from some Mandalorians using a Lego battle pack, which I've got around here somewhere. I'm going to find it. Around here somewhere.
One eternity later.
I'll cut these parts out so it doesn't look like I'm randomly searching around the flat.
No.
With my point, you can see sort of mini Mando minifigures here from Lego. If it focuses. Come on, camera. Got the Alamo now. Come on, camera. Look, there we go. Lego Mando figures. And yeah, you can see some of the arm pieces come from these because, you know, we're nerds and we know these things. Now, as I say, you have to wonder which came first. The concept of these Mandalorians with the Lego minifigures or the other way around. Whichever is pretty cool, and those battle packs are going to go up in price again, so get them while you can. One of the Mandalorians we see, we can make out his clan markings on his pauldron, and it's Clan Eldar, who we see in Star Wars Rebels. Which is great, but we at least one of these Mandalorians already tied to events happening within the Mandalorian universe, obviously with Star Wars Rebels. It's a background character, but it just helps make this all come together in a nice way. Continuity-wise, it's great. And we get straight into it with Din Djarin's new N1 Starfighter, which... One, I finally hope we get to name it in this season, because continuing referring to it as the Mandalorian's N1 Starfighter will get tiring, and it should have a proper name. Two, I wonder how confusing this series will be for those who might not have watched the book of Boba Fett. The man has a new ship, he's reunited with Grogu, and it's all happening outside the show. Hopefully we'll see it explained in the show, whether through flashbacks or a previously on the Mandalorian / book of Boba Fett at the beginning of an episode. That would make sense. Navarro City has come a long way since we've seen it in previous trailers, but it'd be nice to see what we finally did of it in the third season. From a dark and seedy place in Season 1 to this very nice respectable town we see in Season 2, it's been upgraded again for Season 3. Paved streets, freed monkey lizards, a nice spaceport, and even a statue to IG-11. One aspect of The Mandalorian returned to Navarro, which I'm somewhat interested in, is how they'll address Cara Dune and obviously Gina Carano no longer being on The Mandalorian. Will they address it, or will they just not mention it? I have seen quite a lot of memes about this though, so... Anyway, with Navarro, as we've seen in previous trailers, it comes under attack by Mandalorians. Or it could come under attack by someone else, and the Mandalorians come to save the day. We're not quite sure yet. The only reason why the Imperials may want Navarro is its research base on the planet, which we saw in Season 2. It was destroyed, but perhaps there were some parts which weren't. Who knows? Because the other question would be, why would the Mandalorians want it? Which again, we don't have enough evidence to actually answer that question. We do get to see Paz Vizsla there, the Mandalorian we have seen almost as much from the Children of Watch as the Armorer, who can also be seen in this trailer. We do see them attacking a bunch of Nikto, so perhaps Navarro comes under attack by Nikto, and the Mandalorians save the planet. Perhaps it could even be the Nikto crime gang headed up by the William D from the Bloodline book, which is a deep cut and I know many of you might not recognise that one. So it's nice he gets pushed to the floor by a Mandalorian, and we see some Manzelion, with the notable members being Babu Frick from The Rise of Skywalker, because who doesn't love him? And we get to see a shot of the N1 Starfighter flying an atmosphere through a storm. And knowing previous trailers, this could be Mando going to meet up with Bo Katann on her planet, whether she has a base. We even see later in this trailer of the halls of Bo's house with a Mandalorian and his armorette, so it must be connected to this scene. The armor is seen in this trailer, and the last time we saw her in the book of Boba Fett, she exiled the Mandalorian for taking his helmet off, and set him on a mission to go to the mines of Mandalore and find the living waters to be redeemed. Which is interesting, and we will see the season most definitely. There is a chance that we might even see this mine system in the trailer. What these living waters might be is fascinating. Could it be Force-based? Maybe tied to Tar Vizsla? I do want some Tar Vizsla stuff in this season, the first Jedi Mandalorian who made the Darksaber. It does seem like Din finds an old dusty Mandalorian helmet down in these mines, so what else might he find? I assume it was something related to the Mandalore, which I think this series might be heading towards with Din, which is what would be interesting, I'm going to say. And I say that because I think we will need more Tar Vizsla stuff, of course, but also expanding it is great. We saw this in a previous trailer as well, but seeing the domed city of Mandalore completely destroyed is heartbreaking. From a visual standpoint, it looks amazing. And sadistic, I know. I do wonder if we'll actually go through the ruined dome looking for an entrance to this mine, because that would be amazing and would make sense. It does seem that Mando will return to Tatooine at least once this season, perhaps to meet with Boba Fett or something, but we get a shot of Peli-Motto saying, "May the Force be with you," as the Mando and his starfighter departs the system. This could be him visiting for ship problems, or like I said, seeking an audience with the Dynamo Boba Fett to help him out on his mission. Or, hear me out, we could get Cobb Vanth back. But an interesting addition is the astromech port of the N1 starfighter, which usually plays host of a little cockpit for Grogu, has an astromech in it. So perhaps he simply needs an astromech for a certain job. Complex hyperspace coordinates or some such thing. It would make sense. We do see fireworks over a cityscape as Mando leaves. I think this is probably Mos Espa on Tatooine instead of Nevarro, as it has big city firing fireworks. Perhaps due to the victory of Boba Fett against the Pike Syndicate. Now that could be pretty cool, or perhaps they've elected a new leader, Cobb Vanth. Not only did we get Andor this year giving us Coruscant, or rather last year, but it seems like they will get the city planet in The Mandalorian, which is very interesting. Andor obviously gives us a fresh look at the fan favourite planet, with the Mandalorian seemingly giving us a nostalgic look with a bustling cityscape at night, which looks awesome by the way. For those who might not know, under the New Republic, Coruscant was not the capital planet of the government, like it had been during the Empire and the Republic prior, with the capital switching planets every couple of years, and at this point I believe it was on Chandrila with Mon Mothma. Now this could also be Chandrila or it could be Hosnian Prime, any is a possibility. They are somewhat similar, Chandrila being the outlier and looking a bit different. What we do see on the planet we presume is Coruscant is Dr. Pershing in a sky car. Now what is he doing out of prison? It's probably a plea deal of the New Republic, perhaps like an Operation Paperclip situation or something like that. But we saw in another trailer that the communications officer on Moff Gideon's ship was also free walking about. Though I assume Gideon is still going to be in prison and under custody, and these two are somehow going to break them out. Maybe. Now for those of you who are watching this trailer on YouTube or social media like Twitter, this will come as a surprise. But it was actually an exclusive additional shot of Coruscant on the Mandalorian trailer. Again, the planet we presume is Coruscant. This is on Disney Plus, you can go and watch it right there, right now, you can find it in Disney Plus app. Basically, this scene showed us a shipyard on Coruscant. Again, this planet we presume is Coruscant. I'm just going to say it's that for the sake of it. Basically, we see Star Destroyers are being dismantled. These are Imperial Star Destroyers, and this is such a cool shot. I assume our Imperial Remnant are going to be stealing a Star Destroyer, which is very interesting, since the ones we can see, they might be without shield generators or something else if they steal one of these ships. And these ships are being dismantled probably because of the New Republic's policy of disarmament, which is a noble thing to do, but as we know of the rise of the First Order in the sequel trilogy, a naive thing to do, which probably sums up Mon Mothma's government style very well. We do have Captain Carson Teva back saying something of the same thing. There's something dangerous happening out there, and by the time it becomes big enough for you to act, it will be too late. And obviously, this thing is the First Order, and afterwards the Final Order of Palpatine. But before we get to that, this is Thrawn. We know he's returning to the galaxy, it's been teased in Season 2, we've heard a myriad of rumours about how he's coming back, we know it's going to happen at some point. The Mandalorian universe, this sort of section of the Star Wars universe, is very much following Heir to the Empire book trilogy stuff. Thrawn is going to come back and he's going to decimate part of the galaxy and do some weird stuff, to put it politely. So this is what's going on out there. It's not a First Order just yet. So the New Republic have not fully defeated the Imperials nor Emperor Palpatine, but they believe they had, and yet by the time they realised the scope of their threat, Starkiller Base blew up their capital. People like Carson Teva and Leo Organa were not listened to. And whatever you may think of the sequel trilogy, these things become better when you have more connective story to them, just like the prequels and what the Clone Wars did for them. The Mandalorian can reframe the sequel trilogy in the best way it can do it. It makes sense. Now this was something else the Book of Boba Fett did, and that was to show a flashback of Order 66 from Grogu's perspective, and it could be we're seeing a continuation of that. We see 4 Jedi holding firm as a door in front of them is slowly being cut open. This could further reveal just how Grogu escaped the Jedi Temple during the events of Order 66, and who saved him. As he isn't that mobile person, so he couldn't have just escaped himself, he did need help. and also how he eventually ended up being found by Mandalore in the very first episode. By the Mandalore, by the Mandalorian, you get what I mean. There is even more of a story here, and hopefully season 3 might be the season where we finally learn this mystery. I did see some theories postulating this could be a flashback to even early in the timeline, and when Mandalorians raided the Jedi Temple for a Darksaber back when Tar Vizsla died and the Jedi decided to keep his weapon. That's an interesting theory, and we might see Mandalorians fight against Jedi, and one of the last times the Jedi Temple was attacked before Order 66. And no, I'm not saying this just because I want more Tar Vizsla content. I do, I think it would be great. You can meme the shit out of this video, honestly.
Yes.
Okay, one of the best shots in this trailer, we get some shots of TIE Interceptors fighting against a Mandalorian Fang fighter. There isn't much to say about this scene other than it's cool to see. It's on a very interesting planet with large oceans, and I'm guessing this could be the planet Bo Katann is on. That is mostly what we know it for now. Whether this is Bo Katann's Mandalorians or the Children of Watch is not known. Though it is up against 6 TIE Interceptors, so it might be someone important. But it all seems that Mandalorian and his N1 will be there, perhaps saving the day. In an interesting shot, we visit a droid bar, which is interesting. We see Mando seemingly threaten a droid bartender in a bar which seems to only serve droids. And knowing the writing of a Mandalorian, I can assume we might get a tongue-in-cheek, "we don't serve your kind," to Mando from the droids, as a riff on a New Hope cantina, not serving droids. It's a nice scene, we do get some B1 battle droids at a bar, and I just hope we hear Roger Roger in live action again, because that would be awesome. One of the final scenes we see is Grogu in what might be the mines of Mandalore, facing off against what seems like a bounty hunter, though it's species I can't really identify. It does look like a hairless Wookiee with 4 eyes, which is something scary and I don't want to ever imagine it again. Now Grogu easily pushes him away with a force push, and something I have to say, I would have loved if they just left that out of a trailer, just because that would be hype, and I don't think we needed to see it in a trailer. Yes, it builds hype for a trailer, but it would be nice to see it in the episode as well. Okay, Exiled Ones, that's it for myself here on Star Wars Now. I've been Captain Jack. Do let me know what you thought of the Mandalorian Season 3 trailer. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with the latest Star Wars news, lore, and more. You can also follow us on social media for daily updates on the Star Wars universe. But for now, I've been Captain Jack. Thank you very much for watching. It is not long to go until the Mandalorian Season 3. Catch our Bad Batch reviews this week. We'll see you very soon. May the Force be with you.